of the primary techniques we use when we're working with a reactive dog is counter conditioning. And so Marnie and Flim Flam here are going to be demonstrating counter conditioning. The basic idea is that we want to associate something good with something that is potentially very scary. And we work at a distance from the scary thing so that Flim Flam will be able to remain calm, or calm enough that he's not reacting. And so what we tend to do is we tend to use food as our reward for looking at the scary thing. And Marnie, what are you using right now with Flim Flam?
So right now I'm feeding him for just kind of staying connected to me because he knows there's a dog in the room, and I'm using sharp cheddar. It's on a 10-point scale, it's about an 8 for Flim Flam.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And some of the other things that you've used with Flim Flam for counter conditioning, what are they?
Italian meatballs, Braunschweiger, liverwurst, salmon cream cheese out of a squeeze tube, that's really high value for him. Baby food or peanut butter out of a squeeze tube. And occasionally roast beef picked up at the deli on the way to an event where I know I'm going to need something really good for him.
So we have a lot of people who say to us, oh, my dog likes all food. My dog loves all food. And we are here to tell you that dogs have food preferences just like we do.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out what the most rewarding foods are for your dog. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to, hang on one second, we're going to bring Dave out in just a second. Okay, and what you'll see is that Marnie will begin feeding Flim as soon as he notices Dave, and you should be able to see that in his body language. He's already alerting to it because he knows it's coming. He's gotten a little bit stiff. We're going to go ahead and bring Dave out. Anytime that Flim is looking at Dave, he's getting delicious cheese. He's doing pretty well.
He is. It seems to be a better distance for him. Good distance, yes. Nice job, buddy.
And so we're having Dave move because a dog that's moving
Easily.
is a little more difficult for a reactive dog to cope with than if the dog is standing still.
You notice it's kind of raining cheese here because Flim is constantly looking at Dave, and so he's receiving cheese 100% of the time he's looking at it.
So if he were to look away, you would stop giving the cheese
I would.
and wait for him to look back again, and that's making that connection. If I look at a dog, I get something really good.
Right, so I'm almost out of cheese, so perhaps Dave needs to go hide for a minute.
Okay, so we'll take Dave back. You'll notice that Liz is walking Dave. She's walking him
That's nice.
furthest away from Flim Flam because it's a little bit easier. Okay. We'd like to give Flim Flam a little break,
We would.
and then
Clean up a bit.
we'll do another round of that. And
Yeah.
we'll see if maybe we can get closer, but we don't want to push it. We want to make sure that he can handle the distance
Right, yeah.
without reacting. And he's already worrying a little bit about Dave.
Maybe worrying a little bit about the cheese too, which is what we want, so
Yeah.
we'll hope that's what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You let me know.
Hi.
Ooh.
Bless you. Okay,
Okay.
I think now it's good. He chose to sit, which is fabulous. He's told us he's able to do
He's
this.
a little bit more relaxed than
Yeah,
he
he's
was.
leaning forward.
Okay, so we're gonna bring Dave back out. You're gonna do the same thing. Dave's gonna be furthest away. Liz is between Dave and Flim Flam,
Flim is beginning to look at the cheese occasionally and not at Dave.
which is a good sign. It tells us
Fabulous.
he's getting a little bit less worried about Dave.
Fabulous. He is kind of crafty with his eyes.
Dave's on a little snack down there too.
Oh, nice.
He's like, why am I going back and forth? This was really good.
And I'm taking my hand away occasionally just to make sure he's looking at Dave, because
It's a little hard to tell.
it's a little hard to tell. And his mouth is soft, so one of the measures of his level of concern is if I feel like I'm feeding a shark, or is he sensitive in the way that he's taking the food. So I'm almost out of food again, Liz.
So you can go ahead and take Dave back. Right, it was helpful to stop for a second, because we could really see when he was clearly looking at Dave.
Yeah, yeah,
And you could immediately follow with
yeah,
the
yeah,
shoes,
yeah.
that was good.